about, because this is going, like, they had planned to use this stuff, and then the government derailed them. So the AUSA did a really good job on that, and the defense did a good job too, which you guys are going to see here next. So they ended up transitioning right after this blunder from the defense, and defense that the government did. Interestingly enough, the government ended up running defense against the defense to defend their government witness, aka Cassie. Okay. Um, After that blunder, they went into um, let's see here, her treatment at a facility called Wheelhouse. Okay, and basically she was subject to a bunch of different therapies. She did neurofeedback. She did it 5 to 6 times total. She did it once a week while she was there. She was there for a little over a month. She did EMDR, which is another thing that, and also something called somatic, which basically helps her reimagine traumatic experiences and kind of go get over them. Wheelhouse treats sex addiction, compulsion, love addiction, drug addiction, a bunch of shit. And she was there for a bit. Okay, so they went over her recovery over there. Um, and they also went over how she got off of opiates in 2022. Um, at Wheelhouse, she was given a questionnaire of hundreds of questions. And then they showed a text message from 2014, or no, sorry, January of 2016. And she says to Diddy, I liked me better in the Bahamas. Sorry, I've been upset. I'm frustrated with myself. I'm depressed. I love you. Go have fun. Diddy says, yeah, because I love you and sex with you means a lot to me. I love you too. Do you know? Diddy says, you know, we have a lot of freak offs. We need to have a proper freak off without ketamine. Don't be mad. A successful freak off without ketamine. So they use a lot of ketamine. The drugs that Diddy and Cassie used, guys, were a bunch of shit. Oh man, were a bunch of recreational drugs. Okay, they used GHB, cocaine, ketamine, ecstasy, Molly. Um, uh, yeah, those are a bunch of party drugs. Basically, is what they used. Oh, and they used the Percocets and oxycodone quite a bit as well. They were both addicted to opiates heavy, especially Cassie. Cassie was addicted to opiates very badly. Let's see here. And then they went back looking at text messages from 2010, how they were so romantic with each other, etc. How she wanted to do these freak offs. Uh, Cassie, and then also they went over the breakup with Gina. So they talked about how Gina was someone that Cassie didn't like, and Diddy would lie and get back with her, even though he said that he wasn't with her, to Cassie. And they ended up coming to a head in about 2015, where she broke up with him while she was filming in South Africa because she saw a video of him and Gina together. Okay. And that's why they ended up getting back together in 2016. So they ended up getting back together again in 2016, hence the whole event that happened in March of 2016. So they break up in 2015 while she's filming the movie, right? They get back together in January of 2016. Then the event happens in March 2016. And then they take a break after that, and then they get back together again. As you guys can see, very toxic and adversarial relationship where they're going back and forth with each other all the time. Okay? Crazy, crazy stuff. Guys, we got about 3,000 Yao Ninjas in here watching. So do me a favor, like the video. Also, let me put up, let me add something here that I didn't get to add yet. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's add that in there. Okay, cool. And I dropped some of my fucking energy drink. Sorry, chat. Oh, man. Fucking spilled some of that Celsius, man. What the fuck? See, where's the woman when you need her, bro? You need something cleaned? You gotta do it yourself. Just sucks, bro. Anyway, let's get back to it, ninjas. All right. Big ass boots knocked over the drink. All right.
Chat, I'm exhausted, chat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Let's get to 1,000 likes. We're at 901. Okay, now we're gonna get into the crazy stuff. All right, you niggas ready? Let's get to 1,000 likes so I can get into the crazy shit. Let's crack that 1,000. 1,000, my ninjas. Guys, by the way, is the camera straight? As I wait for us to hit 1,000 here, is the camera straight here? Looks like it's crooked to me, but maybe it is straight.
All right, Myron, get to it, bro.
Is it camera straight, right, guys?
Yo, I'm running on like about 3 hours of sleep in the last like got to be like 70 hours, bro. Not 3 hours, probably like 5 or 6 in the last like 3 days.
Okay. I'll bring this down a little bit. All right, cool. Are we at 1,000 inches? You guys better like the video, bro. This is my third attempt at filming for you guys, bro. I haven't slept and I'm still here, man. Still cooking because I don't want to fucking give up on you guys because you guys don't give up on me, by the way. Um, all right, we hit the 1K. All right. So Cassie broke up with Diddy after the Gina photo, okay, came out. That was pretty much like the last straw, kind of the last straw. She started dating her husband in 2018 after um, telling Diddy it's over. However, keep in mind that she was still seeing him periodically. They were still doing freak offs and shit. So despite the fact that they were done, allegedly, they were still doing freak offs and talking, okay? So she still communicated with Diddy after saying it's over, and this was off in the relationship dynamic. Now, she saw Diddy in August of 2018 for dinner. He told her to go with him to Burning Man. They had been there before. From her perspective, they were no longer together. Cassie says, I just don't trust anymore. I promised I wouldn't be with you if we do that again. You wanted me to be a machine. The test shot put the nail in the last shot or put the last nail in the coffin was Gina. She never went away. Okay, so again, from her perspective, they weren't together. They were seeing, and she was seeing her current husband at the time, this guy named Alex, the personal trainer. Okay, did he? So they went out to dinner. Okay, they went out to dinner in August of 2018. All right, and she claims they went to dinner in Malibu at this Italian restaurant. He took her home. He went into her house with her, and he raped her in her living room. Okay, that's what she's alleging. Now the lawsuit says, and this is where the defense kind of comes in here. The lawsuit says that the rape happened in September of 2018. They went to the Thai restaurant Malibu, and he forced himself into the house and kissed her, and then that led to the other situation. Then she met agents in November of 2023, post lawsuit in New York City, 2 weeks after. She told the government, aka government agents, HSI agents, and the AUSAs, that the incident happened after Burning Man in September of 2018. And then she also said that he was being nice, but strangely anxious when they met for dinner. She told the government he had bipolar disorder, and he didn't stop when she told him to stop when he was doing what he was doing, when he was raping her. Then she met agents in April 2025 and told them that the rape was in September of 2018. Met with government in April to prepare for trial. So what does this all mean? So, and this is what the defense is trying to get at here. And then we're going to get to the next part. Okay, guys? So the government is saying, well, in your court testimony in this trial, you're alleging that you got raped in August. But your lawsuits and your documentation in the reports with the agents says September of 2018. Now, it's also important because the defense brought this in as well, and I don't think a lot of people noticed this. The defense said you changed your month that you got raped after you got prepared for trial. Okay? A lot of you guys don't know this. When you go to trial, this is me and my insight now, because I've actually been in trial. I can talk about this. When you go to trial, one of the critical things that the AUSAs do is they prepare the witnesses. They give them evidence, they refresh their memory, etc. So when she went and testified in court, she said August of 2018. But all the legal documents that include the reports of investigation from HSI and her civil lawsuit, right, that she got the $20 million for, by the way, and 24 hours that she settled under, said September of 2018. Now, some people might say, well, Myron, is that, that big of a difference? It's a month, whatever. I
Yo,
understand.
D Beats, thank you for the happy birthday wish. Who is that? Jen Matthias. Thank you. She says one time for the birthday, bitch. thank you for the birthday wish, girl.
That perspective.
I'm trying to make it for y'all. I'm trying to make it. I gotta. Somebody said you're not making it till midnight. I'm gonna make it to the midnight. I'm gonna make it to midnight. I feel bad because I'm sitting here not talking. That's the only problem. Because I like try to entertain y'all. So me just sitting here watching this video is like torture.
We're all human. We might not know exactly. This is 7
It's
years ago,
informative
right?
though.
Let's
But
take
still.
Cassie's side here, play the devil's advocate. This is 7 years ago. It's a month.
I'm gonna hang in there.
It's still relatively close, fair. But the reason why the defense is bringing this up is what's going to come next. That's why I wanted to explain that all to you guys. Give me ones if that makes sense before I get into the next part. Okay, I want to really make sure that you ninjas get this. Again, we're giving the best fucking breakdown on this case on the fucking internet, by the way. And we got a bunch of witnesses that we're going to cover. This isn't just Cassie. An HSI agent testified. We're going to go over her testimony because she fucked up a little bit too. For anyone that wants to be law enforcement, you guys are going to actually learn quite a bit here when I go over the agent testimony. So you guys are going to get a fucking breakdown here that ain't nobody fucking going to be able to do. And I'm doing this thing at 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. Pound in Celsius for you guys. Third try. It is what it is. Okay. Perfect. So y'all got it. Okay. So you guys see the discrepancy here that the defense was trying to get on. Then it gets crazy, chat. Then it gets crazy. So August 21st of 2018, Cassie says, hit me back when you can, with a heart emoji. Diddy says, okay, I'm in an investor conference. Diddy says, I'm calling, goes going straight to voicemail. She says, thank you. Diddy says, I know I look bad to you. I could tell you weren't turned on. I fell off. I'll get my shit together. Guys, this is the day after or shortly after she was allegedly raped. Why are you sending your rapist hit me when you can with a heart emoji? Right? Doesn't make sense. So she saw Diddy a month later, okay? Because they had been together for 10 years, they had feelings for each other, etc. Right? And she admitted this. She said she couldn't turn her feelings off. She still had feelings for him. This was at Andre Harrell's birthday party where they linked up again. She didn't hate him after August 2018. Says she does not hate him now. She has love. And then the defense attorney asked her these questions. Do you hate Diddy? Do you hate him now? And she says no. And then they said, do you have love for Diddy? And she says she has love for the past. That's what she said on the stand. And when asked if she has love for Diddy now, the government basically said objection or whatever. So moving forward, right? August 25th of 2018. Now this is days after the alleged rape and then rekindling, if I'm not mistaken. They had a text conversation, okay? And they basically broke up, saying they were both heartbroken, okay? Fast forward to
I don't got no coffee today, Chad.
September 12th.
I really need to sleep anyway, so like, I know it's gonna sound mad like it's definitely on some unkish old nigga shit. Just because of the show yesterday and really not only this trial but other shit. I'm actually, as soon as I get off stream, I'm gonna sleep. Like I'm probably gonna put. Well, everybody gonna keep calling my phone, so but I gotta get some sleep.
2018. She messages him, how's yoga? Is it safe to date? Now, the reason why she said, how's yoga is because he was seeing his yoga instructor romantically. And she had heard this from the grapevine. So she said, I assume it's safe for me to date because, as you guys know, Diddy's extremely jealous and he didn't want anyone to date her. Even when they had breaks, they were still talking to each other, still doing freak offs, whatever. So he didn't want her with other people unless he was basically in a corner, it seems. And another big thing, Diddy had a big issue with her dating other celebrities. Very important for you guys to know. He did not want her dating other celebrities because I think it's a status thing and it makes him look bad. One thing I will say about Diddy that I've noticed through the course of this trial is that he did a really good job of covering his tracks, guys. For 20 years, this guy was doing this shit and nobody had a fucking clue. All right? Anyway, um, so she messages him saying, "How's yoga? Is it, I assume it's safe to date?" He seems confused when he messages her back. "What does yoga have to do with me?" he says. She says, "I heard you're dating." Diddy denies the dating, saying he's not seeing anybody. Cassie says, "Maybe you've been dating all along." Clearly, she doesn't believe him. Diddy asks, who is he dating? Playing dumb. She tries dropping and says she needs to stop caring. She admits she cared about him still at this point. This is 2018 now, September of 2018. Okay. Diddy asks to talk about it if she is dating other people. And then Cassie says, "If you're in LA next week, we can talk." Okay. Mind you, guys, all this communication is after the alleged rape. Okay. And she started dating her husband in 2018. So she was seeing her man while still communicating with Diddy. All right. Fast forward to September 26, 2018. They text each other. "Do what you do, go public, don't call me." This is what Diddy said to her. "You don't get it. Let's talk tomorrow." Diddy says, "I don't want to have convo if we break up again. I need you to love me." Cassie says, "I do love you. I just don't want to be one of your girlfriends anymore." As you guys know, Cassie always had a problem with just being like a freak off girl. Though she did get the benefit of being on the red carpet with him and hanging out and getting in the public eye, he never really spent that much time with her outside of sex, contrary to popular belief. He gave a lot of that time to Kim Porter. And Cassie was always jealous of that. Okay? So he responds, "I need to hold you." Cassie says, "Let's get up tomorrow. I got studio." Um, Diddy says, "Can I hold you or are you going to break up with me?" She says, "Tomorrow." Diddy says again, "Can I hold you? Is it a no or a yes?" She says, "Well, just embrace." And then he says, "You still got your humor. Can't wait." She says, "Can't wait to see you too." Diddy, if I can't know where you live, because he asked her what her address was, I guess, and she didn't give him the address. And he responded by saying, "If I can't know where you live, that's too far for me." And she says, "I don't know what to say. I choose my sanity. I'm sleeping well and gained weight." And then he says, "I respect your sanity." This is Diddy responding. "I'm no stalker. Focus on you. Love." Right? And then Cassie says, "Well, I was looking forward to hugging you." Right? So he kind of cuts it. He does it. He says, "Okay, well, look, I'm not no stalker. You focus on you. Love." And she says, "I was looking forward to hugging you." And she goes, "I'd rather talk in person. I'm going to call you, pick up. It's important." This is September 26th. Now, we fast forward to September 27th. They met in person. They had sex that night. She got a FaceTime call from who? Her fucking now husband, Alex, while they were fucking or while they were in bed together. She didn't know whether they were actually smashing when the phone call came, but the point is that he FaceTime called her while she was in bed with Diddy. She denied the FaceTime call. She told Diddy she had a great night. Diddy saw the call. Okay? Her current husband knew that she was with Diddy. She doesn't know. Um, so the defense attorney asked her, "Does your current husband know that you were with Diddy?" She responded, she doesn't know if he knew. Alex figured out she had sex with Diddy. She ignored the FaceTime call. And then she claimed her husband had punched the wall when she told him that Diddy raped her. And this was the month prior. Okay? She kept talking to Diddy after sex on September 27th. Okay? October 5th, Diddy says, "I'm going to fall back. Call me when you need me." Cassie says, I'm lost without you. November 15th, 2018, Kim Porter passes away. Cassie went to the memorial in Georgia. She flew there. November 19th, 2018, Diddy says to Cassie, you just left me. I needed I needed to leave for my grandma, she responds. You compared me to Gina and said Kim was a soulmate. So basically, Diddy posted after Kim Porter died that she was a soulmate. That pissed Cassie off. I love you, but I got to go to my family. This is Cassie. We're talking to Diddy. Hit me if you need me. Love you too. And she admits on the stand that that post that Diddy had really hurt her feelings, and he got back with Gina. So when Diddy posted that Kim Porter was his soulmate, she said, what was the 11 years about? If Kim Porter was your soulmate, what was I doing these past 11 years? She felt betrayed. She said on the stand she never saw Diddy after that memorial service. People tried to get her to contact Diddy again, Laura London, Deontay Nash, but it never happened. And she ended up getting married later. So after she got married, Diddy reached out a bunch of different times, right? Sending love, right? So in 2019, he reached out to a bunch of times and she didn't respond really. Okay. Basically, and the defense showed this. Sending love, congrats, you're going to be a beautiful mother. Cassie would send short replies like, thank you, God bless. Diddy would say, had a dream about you, just sending love, God bless. He's saying congrats when she's having children because at this point she's married, she has kids. 2020, he reaches out to her again saying, hey, hope all is well. She says, thank you. He says, love, how's your family? Just checking up on each other. And he drops a bomb on her, right? He sends her a positive message and he says, this is in May of 2020. He says, and I think I wrote down the full message here somewhere. Basically, I'm summarizing it for you guys. And a lot of these text messages, guys, I'm summarizing for you guys. But basically what he did was he told her that she was his ride or die. He loves her. He would like to talk to her one day for closure. He says that she's a queen. She was one of the best women and is one of the best women in the world. And he actually takes accountability. He says, I hope you don't hate me. And I hope we can have a sit down and closure one day. And she actually responds to it. And she says, sorry, I had to gather my thoughts. That blew me away. I wouldn't be at this beautiful point in my life without you. And she goes on and, says positive things about him as well. And this is important, guys, because at this point it's 2020, okay? They haven't seen each other for almost 2 years. So she's saying that she's at this beautiful point in her life because of Diddy, right? So the defense was using this to say, like, look, you're saying good things about him. And the other thing that she said on the stand, the reason why she responded to text that way is because it was the first time that he, acknowledged her and, kind of took accountability for wronging her. So this was very important to her when there's no sound, guys. Hold on. Guys, there's no sound? Give me O/slash if audio is good, guys. Okay, there is sound. Okay. Okay, because the mic turned off and someone said there's no sound. Bruh. See audio trolls, bro? See why I hate these audio troll niggas, bro? See, they're fucking up for everybody, man. What the fuck? All right, let me plug this shit in real quick, man. Fucking losers, bro. Yo, mods, ban these niggas that be trolling for sound, bro. You guys know, I let anything fly in the chat, but when it comes to trolling on audio, man, that shit's fucked because it fucks it up for everybody else and you get my train of thought fucked up. So yeah, bro, fucking mods, get rid of these niggas, man. Let me plug this shit in so I can use this Rode mic again in a second, guys. Give me a sec.
All right, 15 minutes.
Because the Rode mic does make the audio better, chat, but it fucking died. But I'll tell y'all this trip definitely This trip definitely got me like I'm gonna definitely do some upgrades because I'm gonna come back for I'm definitely gonna come back for closing arguments. At the end of this trial, probably sometime in the summer, I'm gonna come back like fucking ready to go with some like fire. So this trip, I was able to identify some things that I need to do. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, okay, audio is muy bueno. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, so they with Cassie, right? When it comes to the when he sent this message to her in May of 2020, basically praising her, saying that she's a great woman, she's a great mother, she was his ride or die, he loves her, she has a special place for him, you know, and he says all these things, and he says, I hope you don't hate me, right? Um, and he said that he's been doing like some soul searching and all this other stuff, and he's like, done some work on himself. Like she really appreciated that, and that's where she said, "Hey, I had to gather my thoughts and respond." And that's when she said, um, "You know, you, I wouldn't be in this beautiful place without you." Blah blah blah. And the defense made sure to accentuate that. That wait, so you had to gather your thoughts, and you still sent that to him? This is after the rape. Because guys, mind you, she claimed that Diddy raped her, but she continued to have conversation with him. She continued to meet up with him, and then they had sex after that consensually, and her boyfriend at the time, who's their husband now, fucking FaceTime called her. Insane. In fucking sane, chat. Insane. Red pill shit all over this, man. Red pill shit all over this. This case is like red pill uh truth bombs getting thrown everywhere, law enforcement shit, true crime. It's a combination of everything. Holy. So, guys, like the video by the way. We only got 1.5k likes. We only got 1 point. We should be at like 3. This is my third show for you niggas. Let's see here. And we still got more heat. So let's see here. So next, so she says they never had that sit down and closure. She still battled with addiction. She left Willow House summer of 2023. Her and her husband moved into her parents' house with her kids and parents. Okay, so now the government segues. So once they got done with the text messages and her meeting up with Diddy and the whole FaceTime call, etc. Because bro, even I said in court, I was like, holy shit, she's cooked, right? I said, niggas started laughing because like everyone was like gasping when they found out that she was fucking Diddy and her man FaceTime called her, right? I wish I was in the courtroom to look at it and see. He probably turned red, bro. Because I'll tell you guys this: the past 2 days when I was in the courtroom, because I wasn't in the main courtroom today, some bullshit happened. But he was like turning red, bro, and the guy like was clearly uncomfortable. So anyway, oh, hold on one sec, chat. Let me. We got. Let's see here. We got 5K on Twitter. Shout out to you ninjas watching on Twitter as well. Guys, like the video. Let's get to 2,000 likes at least. At least.
All right, chat. 10
Your
minutes.
boy has not slept. I'm
Jesus
dying right
Christ.
now. But I'm still here for you guys because I love you ninjas. Okay. We're at 1.6. Smash it. Pause. Okay. So now the defense started to attack her finances. I told you guys, I literally, I love it how I like called it what the defense was gonna do. Everything I said the defense was gonna do, they did on cross-examination. They attacked her credibility, they attacked her rape story, they attacked her sexual past, they attacked how she cheats on her boyfriends, they attacked her for setting up these freak offs and being engaged in them and being, a dirty talker, etc. They went over all of that shit. Then, as I predicted, they left the best for last, the money. Okay? They got into the fucking money. So they asked her, you and your husband moved back to Connecticut with your parents in your home, your childhood home, which is a modest home compared to what you had been living before. And she said yes. And she didn't directly admit that it was like financial problems, but she said that she moved back with her parents. So they asked her, how were you making income? How are you guys making money? And they asked her if she was performing in 2023. And she said she wasn't sure how much she was performing in 2023, but she was getting ready for a tour in 2024. It was a world tour. Um, and her man was kind of doing some personal training. He was a former personal trainer. So um, let's see here. So they were kind of coming in from that angle. So she was working, she was making music with Matt Testa, and then she did the lawsuit. And after she won the lawsuit and settled for the 20 million, guess what she did? She canceled the tour. And the defense kind of just put that out there for the jury, right? And just so you guys know, when the whole rape thing came out and it kind of like was shown that she met up with Diddy and she had sex with him after, jurors were like visibly like perturbed by that. Okay, they're like, "What the fuck, like, bro? You know, did you rape him? Did he not? He came in your house, then you hit him up the day after with a fucking heart, like, and then you guys meet up after and you guys smash. You guys are meeting up at parties and shit. What's going on here, right?" So this was also revealing that she canceled her tour, her world tour, because she was supposed to go on to different places after she won the 20 million. Okay, and then the day that the video went viral, the one I showed you guys about the Intercontinental where she got attacked by Diddy, she posted on Instagram.
Yo, chat. This is as long as like 8 minutes of my life, bro. Jesus Christ. All right, man.
That D-Rock was that sinister and knew what he was doing.
Nikki, thank you for the $34. Why 34? Thank you for the 34. She says, "Happy birthday, Big Act." Thank you.
I can't believe that he knew what he was doing and getting big to that party. I knew that Puff may have promised him something. Puff may have promised D-Rock something to help him get big to that party. Because for some reason, Big had to be at that party because Puff is the one who, and you'll see in Kirk Burroughs' papers, that Puff is the one who scratched out Big trip from going to London and then turned around and lied that Big didn't want to go to London, which was a bunch of crap. You understand what I'm saying? Because he asked Clark Kent to go to London with him. He asked Clark Kent to go to London with him. And Clark Kent was going to go to London with him, God bless the dead. You understand? Clark Kent told that story. Now, in this trial, Cassie was telling how D-Rock and Puff was trying to line Suge Knight up. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to get into the fact that D-Rock has been with Puff since Big died. You understand? He went and did a little.
So the Diddy and Cassie situation has been getting freakier and freakier by the day. The more and more I hear about these allegations, Diddy is a freaky man, the king of the freak-offs. And Cassie, you feel me? She was young, vulnerable. But like what Ak said, she could have left. Like, Diddy was not holding her. Well, this is what's hard for me. Allegedly, Diddy wasn't holding her hostage, but she said on the video that came out in the hotel where he hit her over and drug her back, she was trying to leave one of the freak offs. And Diddy said, "Oh no, you're not gonna leave the freak offs. You got it. Yeah. Wait till the dude, bust a nut, allegedly, then all over you, then scrape it off, go in the other room and rub it on my nipples." That's what he wanted. It sounds so crazy to say, but that's what Diddy wanted. Like, we seen him in the robe. I thought he was just fresh out the shower, but allegedly he was probably butt naked. I'm surprised there was no baby oil on her or him, or she wiped it off. That's why he was so mad. It was no baby oil on. Hey man, I genuinely feel bad for Cassie. I feel bad for her husband too, because he has to be in court and he's listening to all these things. And I don't really think Cassie's lying about anything. Like, Cassie just seems like a nice girl, probably like gentle, innocent, like, and she just wanted a career. Like, man, I'm struggling here because I want to be very, very honest about everything, like my point of view. I don't think Diddy was the best of best people, and I think everything he did to Cassie was wrong, and it was definitely manipulative and all that stuff. But like, is it sex trafficking though? Like, this is what he's charged for. Like, domestic violence, yes. Assault, yes. Like, probably a bunch of other crazy stuff, yes. But sex trafficking, bro, I don't know if you could say he was sex trafficking. But it's only day 2 of the trial. And I'm gonna be very, very unbiased about every single thing I say. It's day 2 of the trial. Diddy is he's there every day. They say that he's looking white as hell, he's gray as hell. He's, you feel me? They said he was looking at Cassie the whole time. But day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe 2 weeks later, there might be someone else taking the stand, and we don't know how that's gonna go. Maybe like 3 days later, there's gonna be a new person taking the stand, and they just expose everything about Diddy. Like, we don't know fully everything Diddy's done yet. Like, there might have been men that he was having free calls with. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, Act was the line about what he said. Diddy should just came out and said that he was a flexible, bro. He should just said he was bisexual, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And what Act said, bro, all these rappers gotta come out who was around Diddy, like really, really hung around Diddy and was like really cool with him. They need to come out and like, yeah, yeah, bro. You gotta defend yourself, your integrity. You feel me? But your boy Big Act News, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And do you feel like Diddy's innocent or do you feel like he's guilty? And we're talking about sex trafficking. Like, we're not talking about is he a good person or not. Do you think he's guilty of sex trafficking, Cassie? It's your boy Big Act News, and I'm out.